Johanna, my name is Sophie, and I'll be your host for the AMC's podcast, Voices of the Fenua, straight from Ray in French Polynesia. For this episode, we have a special recipe for Mother's Day. Did you know that in Australia, Mother's Day is celebrated on the 10th of May? Over here, it's celebrated on the 31st of May. That just gives us 2 opportunities to celebrate our mums in May. Pretty cool, huh? Today, we'll be looking at a recipe for cheesecake with coconut and rambutan. Let's go! Okay, for our ingredients, first we have 200 grams of biscuits, 80 grams of butter, 300 grams of Philadelphia cream cheese, we've got half a cup of sugar, and 1 cup of cream, one little sachet of vanilla sugar, half a cup of coconut cream, which is around 118 mils, and half a cup of coconut. I've actually got probably 1.5 cups there. And then we've got our food dye. This one's an optional one. And we don't forget 3 eggs. So we have 2 bowls. We have 1 glass. When I say a cup, this is what I'm actually referring to. We have a mortar and pestle, or we can use a little mini chopper. One soup spoon or 1 little teaspoon. We have a springform pan in the shape of a heart. Oh, isn't that cute? And we have a brush. And we have a kitchen scale. Okay, if we're using the mortar and pestle, this is about the texture we're looking for. If we're using the mini chopper, yep, we'll do this. Couple of quick pulses, 4 or 5 maybe. And this is the texture we're looking for. So not too fine, but not too chunky either. And now to adding our butter. I love these can openers. They're the best can openers ever. Okay. Measuring out our butter. Yep, and adding that to our crushed biscuits. Yep, see how it's getting little crummies? That's what we're looking for. That's the texture we're looking for. So we can pour that into our pan. I just oiled it up and put some baking paper in there. You don't really need to. You can go without, but I just wanted to be 100% sure that I could actually get the cheesecake out. Yeah. Okay, so pouring it in. You want to try and get a fairly even layer and no holes in your layer. So just about like that. Okay, and now we're adding our cream cheese, our vanilla sugar, stir, 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 stir some more. And here we've added our coconut. Stir, stir, stir some more. And here we're adding our cream. And we're stirring some more. Pour, pour, pour. Stir, stir, stir. And here we're adding our 3 eggs. Oh, little wardrobe change with a bigger bowl because the other one was too small. And we stir some more. Here's the optional step. So we're adding the food dye. If you're sensitive to food dye, allergic to food dye, just don't like food dye, don't use it. Stir, stir, stir. And some more. And there we go. We're stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring. Eventually, it looks a lot more pink in real life. And here I added what was left of the coconut I had, which was probably about a cup. I don't like to waste. Waste is bad. Use all the ingredients before they go bad. And stir, stir, stir some more. Okay, stir some more. And now we can pour it into our mold. And we scrape that bowl down with our spatula. And here we have several disheveled fruit, otherwise known as rambutan. Look at those hairy little things. They taste really good, like lychee though. We put our pan in at mid-height. Cooking time on my stove is about an hour, and then you leave it to cool outside, and then 24 hours later, after putting it in the fridge. And here's our finished cheesecake. We'll add a cream cheese frosting, which is cream cheese, icing sugar, and a little food dye. You can leave that out if you don't want to. You can have the rambutan all cut up nice, and you have a nice little slice for Mum. And that concludes episode 2 of Voices of the Fenua. Happy Mother's Day, mums out there. Okay, until next time. Nana.